And hello everybody, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the Well-Mannered Teenager and the Snowflake. And today we're going to be doing something a little different for this video. We really don't have any news articles to go off of. I'm actually making this video, it's kind of a special and personal video of Bioware and if we should still care about it. And mainly I want to do this video as to hear what you guys have to say. This is kind of like a question and answer, I guess that's how we can put it. And usually I do these informative topics and stuff, and I give you guys news articles to talk about and, you know, to debate on, or make fun of me saying that I don't really know how to read. I need to read off of a script. I don't know what I'm talking about, or I don't know anything about Bioware. Sometimes we get comments like those. But hey, at least he said something. So any press is good press. But anyway, folks, Bioware. Let's just say I'm having a bit of an afterthought, a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a crisis, just a little bit of a different perspective. And it's maybe in part due to the fact that Greedfall, which is this fantasy epic role-playing game that recently came out from Spiders, and was supposed to be the Bioware killer, a mixture of The Witcher, Dragon Age, and old RPGs alike. It's a lot of pressure, of course, but it's definitely good things to also say about it, to give people these different feelings from different games. Anyway, so this game came out, and it's been receiving very good reception. Now, not perfect, not like an A+ reception, but the game has received C+ to B+, C's and B's. I want to say, I mean, I don't know what you guys go off of for Metacritic or Steam reviews or just IGN. It doesn't matter. IGN gave it 8.2. I think it has a 75 on Metacritic with critic reviews and an 8.0 user reviews, at least PC. And then on Steam, it's got mostly positives, like at least last time I checked was 77%. So that's pretty good. This is probably, Greedfall is definitely a game we've all been wanting to play and get our hands on. And let me tell you, 14 hours in, I'm loving the game. The game is fantastic. So if you haven't picked that up, pick up Greedfall, okay? Just giving a shout out to Spiders. And playing Greedfall on how it was supposed to fill in the void left from Bioware made me really realize how much Bioware doesn't really exist anymore. And why should we even care about Bioware anymore? And I know, I mean, I've been a Bioware fan since the days of Baldur's Gate, when I barely knew what even Baldur's Gate or Bioware was. I was just playing a computer game, simply on the computer that my brothers downloaded, and I got my ass kicked on one of those games, Baldur's Gate, because it was really hard. I didn't know what was going on, but I still gave it a try. Now, when I really got into Bioware games, which I still barely knew what Bioware, or who they were, or what they were, was Knights of the Republic. But anytime after that, basically once Mass Effect came out, I was a huge Bioware fan. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm not trying to tell you my track record here. So I've been in love with Bioware for a very long time. But honestly, I think I don't care about Bioware anymore. I think it's time to break up with Bioware. Me personally, just try to get detached from it, to say goodbye. And like I said, I want to know what you guys think about that. Are you caring about Bioware still? Are you still trying to put your heart and soul and put your patience to the line, basically to a guillotine, and pray to the gods that your Bioware, your gamer heads won't be severed by the horrible business ethics going on at Bioware and EA combined? And like I said, I've reached to this conclusion after seeing Greedfall and how much this game really did well, and how much it makes me feel good on playing it, and makes me starting to think that Greedfall will take, and Spiders will take the mantle now of great RPG developers. I'm pretty sure it's going to get up there real quick, if not already. I mean, you don't become a top seller on Steam for no reason. Like, that's just incredible to me. And like I said, how did I get here? Well, you get games like, the end. It all starts with, I mean, technically you could say Dragon Age 2 was the big decline of game development and time and effort. But I'm one of those people, those masochists that actually liked Dragon Age 2 for what they did with the time that they had. I appreciate that kind of storytelling, even though it was nowhere close on making and like crazy life or death situation decisions, or in the middle area, the gray decisions. I get it. But of course, a lot of people could argue that it actually started with Mass Effect 3's ending. And as we all know, nobody liked it. But then there's some people out there who are true masochists who didn't mind the ending. They didn't mind being left in the wake of the unknown and mystery and plot hole after plot hole and what the fuck type feeling. At least that's how I was. But, of course, they try to fix it and everything. And they did for the most part, but the damage was already done. They shot themselves in the foot really, really bad. Actually, they launched a bazooka at their legs, at their feet, and then blew off their entire, like half their body. But that was definitely the Achilles heel. And what really drove the nail to the coffin was obviously Mass Effect Andromeda was basically on the equivalency of being a polarizing, divisive game, just like The Last Jedi to Star Wars. Very, very decisive. It really made people... It gave new Bioware fans and veteran Bioware, fans something to really think about, something that makes them really feel nauseated in their stomach. And I know there are some people out there who really just like Andromeda. They say it's not as bad as people think it is or whatever. I'm like, obviously you guys don't know what good storytelling is, and you need to go back and play the first 3 games. If not, play the first 2 games if you're really sourpuss from the 3rd game. But the 3rd game still has pretty good storytelling, even though it's kind of a cliche with the whole super weapon thing. I get it. But it still did a lot better at storytelling. Don't worry, I know the original story for Mass Effect 3 was the whole dark matter thing was fucking epic and cool. I wish they would have went with that. But anyway, even with the story that Drew Capershin went originally, I still enjoyed it a lot better than Andromeda, because Andromeda was just a giant mess, of course, and that's no thanks to Anthem. Anthem is all the doing, all the wrongness of not to make a video game on what to do in business practices and what you shouldn't do. And just all terms of not doing. So Anthem was definitely the game that really drew people over the line. Like, this is not Bioware. And I know that sounds subjective, but if anybody who's played a Bioware game knows what I'm talking about. It's right there. It's writing on the wall. It's right in front of you. If you can't see that this is not Bioware and what they were destined to do in the beginning, what they were built upon, and now it's just crumbling. Dragon Age Inquisition was obviously the last good Bioware game, the last game that will ever get them a Game of the Year, and I guess it was a good farewell to Bioware, and Mass Effect Andromeda really made me sad. I really wanted to have a game to where I could play multiple times, and I tried and I couldn't. I've tried, trust me. Anthem, I thought, had a neat premise. I thought it looked pretty promising. Of course, with that first gameplay trailer, that cinematic trailer, it was all like staged and shit. It looks pre-rendered and all that. It looks amazing, of course. And I really thought it was going to be a new take on RPGs and loot shooters from Bioware. Kind of, because you never know. You never know. It could have been the golden goose, the golden egg. You never know. It could have made Bioware even better because they had the balls to do it. Maybe that Bioware magic would have came. But it didn't. It literally didn't. And let's just say Anthem is now free with EA Access. Let's just that's basically where we're at with Anthem. So, 2 bad games in a row, and they're already in shambles. Dragon Age 4, who knows when the fuck will that come out? That's been like scrapped or redone or new tool sets. I don't fucking know at this point, And we don't hear anything about it. We don't hear absolutely anything. You look up anything Bioware news, all you hear is about people leaving or Anthem's Cataclysm event. Oh, wow, because that's what people want to hear. An event about, about Anthem, but there's nothing stating the future of Bioware. So that's why I've come to this realization, alongside with the help of Greedfall, reminding me what a good RPG is, what great storytelling is, what great characters, graphics, and just a whole new universe to dive into. And I know I could go back and play these old Bioware games, but out with the old and in with the new, right? Okay, there's only so many times I want to look at the most plainest graphics from Knights of the Republic. There's only so much I can handle of, anything that's past 5 years ago. We want to see new and improved stuff. We want to see what it can look like. We want to keep up with the times. And they tried that with Andromeda and with Anthem, and it blew back in their face. And that's primarily the main reason why I should I care about them anymore? Should I just leave them behind? It's a toxic relationship, and I think a lot of gamers can agree on that we don't deserve this. This isn't a healthy relationship. Bioware isn't having a healthy relationship with themselves or with EA. They need to break away from EA. Bioware actually just needs to break away from themselves, to be honest. They need to break back down and build back up. They need to start from scratch, okay? All these big-time developers and writers and whoever the fuck you want to, like, parent, I don't even know. Probably having desks leave to quit the job. Computers probably got up and ran away because of the tumultuous frostbite engine. I mean, it's just a stupid joke. But anyway, but you get the idea. It's like that much negativity in a company is going to shape how we see them and how we feel about our games that we're playing. Now, I know I'm probably leaving out some tidbits, of course. I'm just summarizing right now. And a lot of this is just a me thing, a personal thing that I'm feeling. You guys might still hold on to a Winging Up Rare. That's perfectly fine. But just remember, the more you forget about Bioware, the better, okay? And I know I mentioned before that Greedfall is supposed to be this Bioware killer to fill in the void. I don't want it to fill the void of Bioware, though. I don't want that. That's not fair to spiders in their game. Greedfall doesn't fill the void. It overtakes it, it steps on Bioware, and then it just shoves them out the door. It's not a substitute, okay? Because I don't think Greedfall deserves that type of attention. It should not be the substitute. And a thing to hold us over until the next Dragon Age game comes out. Which, will, honestly, folks, will probably be garbage. Probably worse than 2. If you really thought 2 was the worst, it's probably going to be worse than 2. That's just a me thing. And who knows when the fuck it'll come out. It's been 5 years since Dragon Age 4, or Dragon Age 3, Inquisition, and it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 years later until we get another game. And Bioware supposedly is working on multiple games. And they probably fucking shouldn't. They should just focus on Dragon Age and Mass Effect and screw Anthem and leave it in the dust. Okay, just cut your losses. But you know what? They won't do that. They don't have the balls, and plus, they work for EA. And we all know how we feel about that. So, folks, in conclusion, as I mentioned before, I'm just not... The question was, should I still care about Bioware? Should you still care about Bioware? I'm going to personally say, no, you shouldn't. You should stay away from them. They're toxic. There's a lot of dark things that happen behind doors. If you need examples of what I mean by a lot of the darkness that went on during the development of Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem, you can just look at my 55-minute video. The links will be in below. Talks all about the development of Anthem, and it's the same thing with Dragon Age. Same thing with Dragon Age 4. It'll tell you all the darkness that went on. And I don't want to be a part of that. I'm just glad I know what happens behind closed doors. And, you know, I don't want to sound... I'm not trying to virtue signal, but it really, really sucks that people had to go through that. The developers and the, you know, through that depressing time. So, like I said, I'm not virtue signaling. But I'm glad these people are leaving because it wasn't healthy. That's why we should leave. We should follow suit. Because we have the facts, we have the knowledge to understand that this is really happening. It's not just fake news, okay? Anyway, folks, let me know what you think. Are you going to still care about Bioware? If so, why? And if not, how come? Honestly, Bioware isn't relevant anymore to me. And neither it shouldn't be either for you. Neither for you. I can't speak English, but maybe that's why I should have a script. Anyway, folks, thank you. Take care. I've been your host, NikoTheLegend. If you did like what you saw today, follow me on the Twitch, the YouTube, and you want to be a part of the Discord server, well, message me on Twitch and we can talk about that. Take care, folks, and I hope that you find what you're looking for in the galaxy far, far away as a Pathfinder.